Hey team, I'm Josh. Soundbars can sometimes be tricky to set up, so in this video I'll walk you through the different connection types and how to get your system up and running. If you're still struggling to get it working after this, I'll be making a troubleshooting video soon, so look out for that. Anyway, let's get to it. The four main ways to connect your soundbar are HDMI, Optical, Analogue, or Bluetooth. Now let's tackle them in order of best to worst. The majority of TVs produced since 2009 will have an HDMI eARC port. This is the most preferred way of connecting your soundbar to the TV, as it gives you two things: the best audio formats and control over your soundbar through the TV remote. When you turn on your TV, the soundbar will wake up with it and automatically start playing sound. You'll also be able to control the volume and mute the soundbar all through the TV remote. To make this happen, your TV and soundbar both need to have an HDMI eARC port, and you simply take an HDMI cable and connect the two together. Some bars have multiple HDMI ports, but there should be one labelled eARC or HDMI out. This is the one you need to use. The others are HDMI in, which are for connecting devices such as an Apple TV or Blu-ray player if you've run out of ports on the back of the TV. HDMI CEC is an important setting to have on for the control to work. It's often in the HDMI or general menu depending on your TV model. eARC is the newest version of eARC and is connected the same way, but you get the added audio formats like Dolby Atmos. If eARC isn't available or you've used all the ports on your TV, then an optical cable will be your best bet. This is a raw audio signal through a fiber optic cable and is a solid backup option. Newer TVs from Samsung and LG have a feature that lets you tell it what brand of soundbar you have, and then it will program the TV's remote to control the soundbar through an IR signal. If your TV has this, you'll be able to control the soundbar's volume and mute, but you may not be able to power on or off unless they're from the same manufacturer. To make this connection happen, you'll plug either end of the cable into the soundbar and TV, and then set the soundbar to optical or digital in, and the same on the TV's end. I've found this method to be the least problematic, as it's a very simple connection and doesn't have to do all the fancy control processes like eARC, but still gives you most audio formats except Atmos. One quick thing with Optical: if you're struggling to get sound, jump into the TV settings and change the audio format to PCM, and that should fix it. For those of you with a much older TV or soundbar, you may only have the option of an analog connection, which comes in the form of a headphone cable or RCAs. Bear in mind this is limited to 2 channels of audio, so that might not be ideal if your soundbar has 3 or more channels. Simply plug the cable between the soundbar and TV, and then set the soundbar to the correct input, which should be labelled as analog, and then turn up the volume. Unfortunately, you'll have to use a soundbar remote to control the sound and turn the bar on or off. So if you find this annoying, you can get a universal remote that can be programmed to control the TV and soundbar. I'll leave a link below to the ones I recommend. When using RCAs, make sure you've plugged them into the audio out and not one of the inputs. You won't need to change any of the settings in the TV because analog audio is on by default. If all else fails and you have to connect the two wirelessly, then Bluetooth is the way to go. I'd only use Bluetooth as a last resort and when the soundbar and TV are made by the same manufacturer. To make the connection, put the soundbar in pairing mode and go into the Bluetooth settings on the TV, which should be in the audio menu. Then select the soundbar. Give it a few seconds and then the pairing should be completed by giving you an audible sound from the bar. You may get volume control depending on the TV model, but you won't be able to power the soundbar. Bluetooth is definitely convenient in the sense that you don't need to run any cables, but it doesn't give you the best audio quality and you may have lip sync issues. Make sure your TV has a Bluetooth transmitter, not just a Bluetooth receiver. If it doesn't, you can always buy an external one that you can connect through an optical or 3.5mm connection. The main downside I find is that the soundbar disconnects every time you turn off the TV and you have to manually connect the two back together. With that, if you're still having issues with any of these methods, then drop me a comment below, otherwise watch this video next for some common fixes. That's all from me, see you guys soon.